What's going on, everybody? This is the video everyone's been asking me for. You've been hounding me in my DMs, which is totally fine. I finally got the time to make it because part of the reason I wanted to hold off was I wanted to tease some more stuff in addition to this with regards to our 3-year anniversary of the brick and mortar Too Many Records store. Just saying that out loud right now kind of sent chills down my spine. The fact that I remember sitting right behind me in an empty room making a video saying, I finally found this space for my store. That feels like it just happened, and it didn't. It happened well over 3 years ago, which is crazy. I'm so grateful and honored that the people of Portland and even some of you online have really accepted me into the world of record stores, the amazing stores that exist on this planet. I am aspiring to be one of those stores, and I hope if you've been to the shop, you will say that I have succeeded. I'm always finding ways to innovate and make it better. My staff is incredible. Shout out to Ben and Wags right now for doing such a great job helping me keep the ship afloat, especially as I've been traveling a lot this year with my Toronto trip and New Orleans and now most recently Tokyo. So this video is going to show off a portion of my Tokyo haul, and it's also going to show off a little bit more of what we have in store for the 3-year anniversary from the other collection that I posted about a couple months ago. That was the best collection we've ever had, and that still holds true. Lots more gems have been unearthed from there since that video. I'm going to show more things that I don't think I showed in that video. I could be totally wrong and double up, and if I did, I apologize. Some of that stuff from that first video did go out on Record Store Day. Some of it did not. A few of them might have gone home with me. I don't know. If you want to ask about a specific title you saw in the first video, please feel free to do so in the comments. I'll let you know the status of it. Besides that, let's just get into it. I have so much to show you, and this is not everything. This is just a smattering of the stuff I'm particularly very excited about. When it comes to the 3-year, we are doing a massive overhaul of the shop. We are going to be doing all of our rare records on the wall, which is about 75 spots, are going to be completely different for right when we open. And then throughout the day, as things are purchased off the wall, we're gonna immediately replenish them. It's gonna be a pretty crazy system, and it's gonna hopefully keep people around to see what pops up. And then around 5 p.m. later in the day, we're gonna do another big refresh of, I don't know, 20 to 30 grails that we're saving for that. We're gonna put them all out then. So the goal is to get people to hang out most of the day, come in and out. We have DJs all day. We got Wags, we got Chaz Van Queen, we got Eric I from Mississippi Records, we got Jeff from Music History. It is a great lineup. We got Makiko Donuts at 5 p.m. bringing a bunch of mochi donuts. It's gonna be a really beautiful day. If you're in the area, can't wait to see you. If you're not in the area, it is not too late to buy a plane ticket. And I think after you watch this video, you might just do that. The 3-year anniversary is on Sunday, May 18th, and we're gonna be opening at noon, but there's going to be a line, I'm sure. So if you see something you want, you might want to consider lining up for it. About 100 records from the Japan Hall are going to go out on the 3-year. I haven't decided which ones yet, and then we're going to trickle the rest out over the coming weeks. But let me stop talking and just start showing you the goods. I will start off with what you are probably most curious about, which is what did I find for myself? And I think I did a pretty okay job not going crazy for myself. It was a trip to find cool stuff for the shop. And I am doing a video that is either out now or will be out very soon, where I'm gonna show off my experience record shopping in Japan, show off some of the stores, do some store tours and things like that. So look forward to that as well. First thing I'm gonna show is something I was elated to see, is Iron Maiden Killer's Japanese press with the Obi strip and the limited poster. It is near mint. This is, I think, my favorite Maiden record. It's gotta be at least tied with Seventh Son, but an absolutely flawless record front to back containing my favorite Maiden song, which is Wrathchild. Such a good album, and with the original poster and that beautiful Obi strip, I could not say no. This was a Japan-only release, I believe. Jay LaMotta with STE. So Jay LaMotta is an amazing neo-soul artist. I've been a fan of hers for quite some time, and this is her and STE covering all of Joni Mitchell's Blue, if you can't tell from the homage of the cover. I never knew this existed. I saw it in a store and I looked it up and I was like, well, I love Blue and I love Jay LaMotta, so it's a no-brainer. Very hard to find in the States. I got it for a much better deal than I would have if I were to buy it online. This is one of the craziest finds of my entire trip. I don't know if I'm keeping this yet. I want to listen to it one time before it goes potentially in the shop, but this is an amazing artist. His name is Fink. He started off on Ninja Tune doing a little more electronic stuff, and then he kind of progressed into more of a singer-songwriter vibe, and most of his stuff is fantastic. This is a early live show from Fink's career featuring a lot of his most coveted and best material. This record is so out of print. It goes for, I don't know, $300 to $400. I found it for a very good price, and I was shocked where I saw it. It was at a book off, which is like basically a thrift store. They knew what they had. It wasn't cheap, but it was certainly a good deal, and we'll see if I keep it. There's a record store I went to that I didn't really talk about in my other video about record stores because I didn't really find too much, and I also felt like the vibe wasn't super welcoming. I just didn't feel like I got a great experience. It was called Manhattan Records. It was all hip hop basically, but I did find this record, which is Count Bass D, Beg, Borrow, Steal. It's the promo version. I hope it's not clean. I don't think it is, but it just comes in this promo jacket, but it's the full record. It's hard to find Count Bass D records at all. I'm a huge fan of him because of his collaborations with MF Doom, but he's an amazing MC in his own right. This one I had to grab. This is Funkadelic Music for Your Mother. I think it's just a compilation across 2 discs of all the 45s, or the majority of them at least. A really, really nice comp. I love the art. I love everything about this, and I have not seen this before, so I'm really excited to give this a listen. Another one I didn't know existed. This is João Gilberto Prado Pereira de Oliveira Special. So I guess this is a late career João Gilberto live performance. I think he might have his daughter, Bebel, singing on a few of these tracks, which is actually kind of cool because she was probably pretty young at the time. Now she has her own career. But yes, very cool with the Obi strip. Had to grab it at Disc Union. I don't know if y'all remember me getting into Teenage Fan Club a couple years back when I first heard Bandwagon-esque when it came through the shop. Well, I've been looking for more of their records, and only the recent ones have popped up. I haven't really found any of the kind of earlier stuff. And then I saw this at a Disc Union, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab this for myself just because I don't see them in the States very often, at least not early presses. This one got me so stoked. I've been looking for this for a very long time. I think I could have paid like 60 to 70 bucks shipped to get this, but to find it in the bins at HMV in the wild was crazy. This is the Motion City Soundtrack and Shatsy split. So I don't really know Shatsy very well, but Motion City Soundtrack, as you know, is one of my favorite power pop, pop punk, emo bands. And this is very early material of theirs, I believe re-recorded a couple years later. It has Throwdown, Capital H, and Back to the Beat, 2 of which are only on an EP that is not on vinyl. So this was a really big find for me, and it's the kind of stuff that you just find in Japan. This one was really funny. This is a bootleg, but it was just awesome to find in a bin. It's Rare Anthems, early recordings and rare from Good Charlotte. I posted this on my Instagram story when I got it, and everybody was responding to it, being like, what is this? It was like the most response I got from anything I posted in Japan, which is hilarious. But I'm excited to hear the sound quality on this. I love early Good Charlotte, so we will see. This is one, again, I might sell, I might keep. I need to give it a listen, but this is a group that we get asked about a lot. We never get copies because most of their stuff is unobtainium to an extent. This is Question in the Form of an Answer by People Under the Stairs. I was very surprised to find this. It was not cheap, but it is definitely something that you don't really stumble on in the States very often. So if you like conscious hip hop, this is an album that you probably know, and it's just one you don't see. And arguably my favorite find of the entire trip, I teased this on my Instagram story. This is the first album by Newfound Glory entitled Nothing Gold Can Stay. This is the first press. You can tell the cover's a little different. There's a little die cut here. It's different than the repress that happened. Either one, the repress or the original, is impossible to find. You never see them pop up. There aren't that many copies that exist. And to find it in the bins at a HMV, my jaw was on the floor. I've been looking for this for a very long time for myself. And yeah, just really excited to finally own this. This is one of my favorite of their records. It's raw, it's kind of lo-fi, with all the pop punk catchiness that they came to grow into in their future albums after this. All right, now let's talk about some of the Japanese music that I brought back. I'm not gonna really talk in depth about any of these. I'm just gonna kind of show them off because this video is going to be way too long if I go deep. And I also don't know a ton about all of these. This is Yoshiko Goto sings with the Takashi Mizuhashi Quartet. This is Daydream. I was told that if you see anything on the 3 Blind Mice label, you grab it, and I did. I don't know this record. It was not cheap to acquire, but I feel like this is going to make somebody who's a big Japanese jazz fan very excited. Had to grab a couple Tatsu Yamashita records, one of the absolute kings of city pop. Everyone wanted city pop, and surprisingly, I didn't find a ton of it that was affordable. They kind of know what they have when it comes to the stuff that everyone's looking for, but I did get this Go Ahead with the Obi strip, this Moonglow with the Obi strip, and unfortunately missing the Obi strip, but still one of his most coveted records, Right on Time. How about our man Takanaka? We have Super Takanaka Live, we have Finger Dancing with the Obi strip as well, maybe a couple other ones that I haven't necessarily teased yet, but maybe one that everybody wants, might be here too. And then, of course, a bunch of Yellow Magic Orchestra. We have Public Pressure with the Obi. We have Multiplies with the Obi. Solid State Survivor with the Obi. And the big one, YMO with the Obi strips. So lots of good Japanese goodness to come. Now I'm going to show you a bunch of just music that I got in Japan that I thought were cool finds. Some of them will have Obis at the end. Some of them at the beginning do not. First press of Never Say Never by Brandy. Ugh, what a classic R&B album. The Boy Is Mine. Come on. I fell in love with this record. Hopefully you will too. This is Luscious Jackson, Natural Ingredients, a really interesting hybrid alt-rock, trip-hop, pop record. Just perfect. How about this Never Ending Story soundtrack? Giorgio Moroder, anyone? For my metalheads, we have some Diamond Head, Am I Evil? I love Diamond Head, and we never see their stuff in the shop. A Parliament record I almost never see, Renium. When you see Parliament, you kind of just buy it if it's a good price. I'm a huge Elephant Six fanboy, and while Elf Power is not my top band, they're pretty fantastic, and to find A Dream in Sound was a really cool find in the bins in Japan. This is just not a record you see very often. Really cool to see the Elephant Six logo. How about this official press of Misfits American Psycho? This is post Danzig, but still a killer record that most Misfits fans love. This was bootleg to hell, but this isn't official. Indie pop fans rejoice. We have Oh Wonder's self-titled record, an amazing indie record signed by both members of the band. Awesome. How about an original press of Are You Spangled by Spangle with gold Sharpie numbering in the corner? Arguably the best psytrance record of all time, best Goa trance record. I love this album. This is one that got me into Spangle, and there are some represses, I believe, now, but the original is just too cool. I was trying to get as much Britpop as possible, but so much Britpop was so overpriced over there. They know everyone wants it. I managed to sneak this one out for a decent price, though. Pulp's We Love Life, a record we've never had before, but everybody loves Pulp. Speaking of Britpop, how about this comp, The Complete Stone Roses? I mean, we also have the Stone Roses first record going out in 3 year, but how about the Complete Stone Roses? This is another excellent compilation that you just don't see in the States. This one is really interesting, and I haven't had a chance to play test it yet. I should have done that before this video, but I've been a little busy. This is an unofficial Beatles bootleg entitled The Black Album. I don't know if you can tell, it's black instead of white, but it looks like the white album. It is an interesting mix of, I think, demos and alternate takes and rarities from this era. Very hard to find, very desirable in the world of Beatles bootlegs. This is one that doesn't come along very often. Discs 2 and 3 look near mint. The first disc has some hazing on it, so I have to play test it to see if you hear it. But either way, this was a very cool find to run into at a book-off thrift store. And thrift store doesn't mean cheap. I still paid up for that record because they know. I believe this is a first press. I have to double check, but this is Not Animal by Margot and the Nuclear So-and-Sos. Amazing indie folk, indie rock record. This record is just so immediately accessible. Richard Edwards is an awesome songwriter, and yeah, this record is great. Original press with the hype sticker of Sugar Ray's Floored, featuring the absolute smash hit Fly. How about an early picture disc of 40 Ounces to Freedom by Sublime? It's missing a couple tracks on here, but it's a cool little sampler, a nice relic of the time, and a great wall hanger if you're into that kind of thing. I was looking for as much emo as possible. Everyone comes to my shop asking for emo, and I didn't find as much as I would like to have found, but I did find this first press of the Promise Ring Very Emergency. I think this is a first, if not very, very early press, but I had to bring this from Tokyo all the way to the PNW because this is where this belongs. Green River, Dry as a Bone. So cool. The origins of bands like Pearl Jam and, you know, all the grunge acts that came to be. This is basically part of the origin story. This jacket has seen better days, to say the least, but the disc is quite nice, and I think it's a first press of S&M Airlines by NoFX, which I believe is their first record or a very early record. It was just cool to see. Then I got 3 Led Zeppelin bootlegs that I have never seen before. There are countless Zeppelin boots that exist, and I know there are a lot of people that come in my shop looking for them. I had to pick them up. I don't know what they sound like yet. I haven't given them a play test, but wow, these are amazing in terms of like the track listing. So this is Melancholy Page Boys, Get It On. Here is the track list. And then we have London Live. I mean, really, really good as well. And LA Forum. Just a really nice selection of tracks, like I said. You see Zeppelin boots, you grab them. Mary J. Blige, Share My World. So good. Again, we have so many people coming here looking for R&B. I got you. In the 90s, Ryko put out a series of analog pressings of David Bowie records on clear vinyl, and I happened to stumble across David Bowie Aladdin Sane. This is one of Bowie's best records, and the Ryko pressings are fantastic. Can never get enough of this record. This is Massive Attack. Blue Lines, a first UK press. And now let's get into the Obies. All of these are just Obi strip records. Some of them, the Obi is off of them just because I haven't slid them on yet, but they should all be intact. Some of them might have minor tears, but I was stoked to see so many of these with the Obi strip. You'd be surprised how many records in Japan don't have Obi strips. I thought I would just be going through hundreds and hundreds of records in a row that were all Obi'd up, but no. I guess people threw them out back in the day. Curtis Mayfield's Sweet Exorcist I'm not gonna say with the Obi for all these because you have eyes and you can see that. Gil Scott-Heron, Free Will. Defenders of the Faith by Judas Priest. Promo of João Gilberto's Amoroso, an amazing bossa nova classic. This is one I've never seen with an Obi in America, nor did I see it on the rest of my trip. Physical Graffiti. So cool. For my video game music fans, this is Famicom music. You might recognize that game in the middle right there. This record is kind of hard to find, and especially when it's complete with the Obi. This is a little niche, but as a gamer, pretty cool. One of my favorite bossa nova records ever, Antonio Carlos Jobim's Wave. The absolute smooth legend, Bobby Caldwell. This one got a lot of response as well on my story. This is Genghis Khan. I don't even know how to describe this record. It's like a weird disco fever dream. The song Moscow was memed to death on the internet for many years back in the day. I kind of want to hear this whole record. I found 2 copies of it, so I might keep one, but there's one that will be a bloodbath in the store for those that are interested. This beautiful Helen Merrill record, if you like vocal jazz, this record is one of the top records you could ever listen to. It's gorgeous, and most of the recordings of this are stunning. I'm sure this one is no different. Oh, Pink Floyd Metal, amazing. Speaking of Pink Floyd, let's go back a little further to pre-metal with Barrett. This is one of Syd Barrett's solo records. So cool to find this. With the Obi is really nice too. Space Oddity, David Bowie, so cool. Hold Your Fire, we got Rush. Clockwork Orange soundtrack. For you 80s metalheads, we got Kingdom Come. And then Prince and the Revolution Parade, awesome record. Mingus at Antibes. Am I pronouncing that right? Who's to say? Uprising by Bob Marley and the Wailers. This one was not cheap, but I had to get it because it was too damn cool. This is one of the earlier Feltz records, and it actually has the Obi, which is amazing. I never think I'd find a record like this with the Obi strip. It feels like it's just like outside of the usual stuff you would expect. Very cool. A very good record. How could I not? Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. Brewing up with Billy Bragg, The Way of the Dragon. A couple Zeps for you. We got Led Zeppelin 4, and the coveted Led Zeppelin 1. 1984 Van Halen. I got this one just because the cover's crazy. The cover's just out of control. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's a Godzilla soundtrack of some kind, but look at this cover. It's one of my favorite jazz records, Saxophone Colossus by Sonny Rollins, and Queen, News of the World. Now, before this video gets comically long, let me show you a few more of the offerings for the Grail wall and the refreshes for the 3-year on May 18th. The Carter 4 original press red vinyl. One of the biggest hip-hop grails out there. 1991 European press of No More Tears by Ozzy Osbourne, probably my favorite solo Ozzy record. Any Action Bronson fans in the house? Because we have the orange Blue Chip 7000. I was recently introduced to this band. I knew of them, never listened to them, and I listened to one of their records and said, oh my god, this sounds just like 9 Inch Nails early stuff, which is amazing. This is KMFDM, and this is one of their 90s records, Naive. All of their 90s records are extremely hard to find, so I'm excited to get this into someone's hands. This is one I almost took home too. This is such a cool record I never knew before this collection. The Mermen, Songs of the Cows. It starts off with kind of this like psychedelic surf rock vibe, and by the second side, it's like this extremely atmospheric, meandering, almost post-rock. It's really cool. I was tempted to keep it. I'm still on the fence. And one of the rarest offerings of the entire haul is probably this 2000s Classic Records press of Led Zeppelin 1. This is, as many people know, considered to be one of the best sounding versions of a Led Zeppelin record. The box set of all the classic records, Zeppelin albums, goes for like $20,000 or something crazy. And this plays near mint. We listened to it, it sounds phenomenal. This is Dirty Funker, Let's Get Dirty. It's a 12-inch, however, the art on the cover is Banksy art. So because of that, it is quite valuable, and this is a really cool find for electronic fans. If no one buys this on the 3-year, I'm gonna be very sad because this is one of my favorite records ever. This is Songbird by the late, great Eva Cassidy. This is a 180-gram pure virgin vinyl analog pressing, numbered, cut by Kevin Gray. You literally can't ask for more. Just a beautiful singer-songwriter album by one of the greatest voices in music history. I talked about this one in the other video, but I've decided I am going to sell it. It is the best of Blur, which is one of the rarest Blur records. A 2001 release by Michael Franti and Spearhead, Stay Human, also very hard to find. How about a 1961 US mono of The Blues of Lightning Hopkins? Rescued from New Orleans to be brought to the store for someone to have a chance to grab this gem. We listened to it, there is a little bit of crackle, but all of us agreed for this kind of music, the crackle definitely adds, does not overpower or take away, and this is an absolute gem. You guys know I like Pearl Jam. What about a sealed first press of Verses? Somehow for every anniversary, we've got a copy of Blonde available, an official first, and this one is no different. And if you're into hip hop and you don't listen to Milo, you should listen to this record. And if you do like Milo, you probably love this record. So the Flies Don't Come. extremely hard to find one of the greatest hip-hop records of the past, I don't know, 15 years. First press US of Guided by Voices B1000 on blue vinyl. This very coveted comp of singles by The Cure entitled Galore. It's a first press. Forget if I showed this one too, but I feel like it's worth showing again. This is a first press of Supreme Clientele by Ghostface Killah. A 98 European press of Massive Attack Mezzanine. Plays awesome. One of my top 3 trip hop records of all time. I think I showed this one before too, but I didn't realize it was a first press and it was sealed. This is Mr. Bungle Disco Volante. For the hybrid of audiophiles and funk fans, we have Parliament Mothership Connection. It is the Simply Vinyl pressing, which is definitely one of the best sounding, if not the best. I mentioned this earlier, but it's an 89 US press of the Stone Roses. Amazing, amazing Britpop shoegaze album. And a 91 US pressing of Green Day's Kerplunk. And the first press of an amazing indie record, Eels, Daisies of the Galaxy. I love this album. That is, again, just a snippet. Go back to the old video, mine through it, see what might be there. Come look at these, see what might be there, but there's so much more from both Japan and from the grails that we've been pricing that we are gonna be putting out for the 3-year that's gonna just blow everyone's minds. We have been consistently for weeks now play testing and grading and making sure we're as accurate as humanly possible, because a lot of these records are really, really hard to find. We may never see them again. We want to give people a fair price, but we also know a lot of them are very valuable, and we want to sell them locally rather than just throw them all online for absolute max value. I think we did a good job of straddling the line, but you know, this collection was not cheap to get. I'm just excited to get a lot of these records into all y'all's hands, because the 3-year anniversary is a huge milestone for us, and this is our way of being like, we have amazing things for the community, and hopefully many more to come for many years. So thank you all for watching this video. Do me a favor, leave a comment with any questions you have about the 3-year or your favorite record that I showed off in this video. I'd love to see what is appealing to everybody, and hopefully I'll see many of you on May 18th when we open our doors at noon. So thanks so much for watching this video. More coming soon. Take it easy.